What else? You know what else is great to see? Superhero movies and being what not I'm about to say tone deaf, but just being lackluster fourth phase of the Marvel movies. Kevin, you said that you felt that the superhero movies and TV shows of the fourth phase are trash, right?
I can't tell. I can't tell if that the movies are lackluster or maybe I have you said this fatigued. Like I have this Marvel or DC fatigue where I'm just like
I think it's just a superhero movie fatigue, man. Like not even Marvel or DC, but just like in general. Remember when we'll say like 10 years ago when Marvel just came out? We're everything in, all in, 100%. Everybody's enjoying it. Now I think the thing that solidified that we're done with it, or we're not done with it, but we're just like we're content with it now, was Endgame. I think Endgame was the point where people were like, that's good. And then they just continued to do more of these movies. But we knew that more of these movies were going to come out.
yeah.
But the problem is that the quality, maybe it's not the quality of movies that are coming out, because the movies and TV shows they're good. They're still good. But I think what it is just that they're not really bringing nothing new to the table, maybe, and we're in this state of, we're not in this state of, oh, this is new, what is this? We're in a state of, okay, you guys are still doing the same thing. All right, that's all right. That's what's up. Like, we're not excited about it. Even though, like, the directors that they've had for these new TV shows and new movies and stuff, it's basically they're making the movie they're making the movie by the director and with the director's whatever style of movie they make. Like Taika Waititi, he makes funny movies, so Thor's gonna be funny. Who else? I forgot, what's that woman who did the Incorrigibles? What's those motherfuckers' name again? Enhancements? What's the name of those motherfuckers, man? Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's the name?
What?
Enchantments. Well, the people who were in space. The movie that had oh my god, they gave us an audio of Blade in the movie. It's the I think right now that's the least favorite Marvel movie out of the whole series.
Captain Marvel?
No, not Captain Marvel.
Oh, the Eternals.
Thank you. That movie, right? Like, to be honest, that movie, it wasn't bad. But if you're into her movies, that movie is right aligned with the kind of movie that she makes. All the movies that we've been seeing, or all the TV shows that we've been seeing, are not like, some people say that it's not a cohesive kind of movie. What we're basically seeing, or what we're basically watching, is just a whole bunch of things that just taking place, and nothing is funneling into in one cohesive story. Which that's what happened. But that's what happened in the previous phases. In phase one, the only thing that was connecting any of these things together was the after credit scenes.
Yeah,
that was it.
But also, I felt like the after. I'm not gonna lie.
Iron Man.
I started getting more excited with the after credits, I guess, maybe after Guardians of the Galaxy, because I think at that point they started introducing like Thanos, and then you knew, oh, something big is happening. So this is gonna lead. This was gonna lead up. Yeah.
We see Thanos say, "Fine, I'll do it myself."
Right. So it was gonna lead up to something big. I haven't seen that in any of these after credits. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think I'm permanently like this. I think once they start introducing like the X-Men, Fantastic Four, then it's gonna ramp me up again. I think when they introduce the new villain Kang, because I still don't understand like why he's such a big bad.
And on top of that, they haven't even released any of the trailers from the movies that we from San Diego Con. Apparently, there was an Ant-Man trailer that was shown, and there was also another trailer that was shown, but we haven't seen it yet, so we don't know when they're going to release it. Hopefully, they're going to release it when Black Panther comes out November 11th. But shit, they might even do it before then. They might do it when the NBA kicks off in October. They've done that before, so hopefully we get a chance to see it around that time. But in that trailer, we will get to see Kang the Conqueror, and I believe on one of the Reddit threads, they said that one of his lines that he says is to Ant-Man. He says, "Have I killed you before?" Which is something fucking scary to say to somebody. Knowing that, you know, you've jumped through many universes and stuff. And I really want to see how that guy does as a villain, because when we saw him in Loki, he wasn't really he was a bad guy. He was the guy who's having everything in control, but he really wasn't bad guy X. He was more of a the Wizard of Oz kind of guy.
He seemed to me like another Loki. Like he had like that funny, you know, charm.
A lot of these. We need new villain types, man, because a lot these aloof and cool looking villains, they're dope. But I need another villain type of character. I need somebody who's not like charismatic as all these fucking villains are. I need somebody who's I don't want nobody who's an incel, because that shit is too close to home. We got fucking people shooting up motherfuckers in their incels and shit like that. But we need somebody who's
I just want to be intimidated again.
yeah, you know what I mean? Somebody like Thanos. Was Thanos intimidating?
Oh hell yeah.
You know what? I think what's the perfect thing to be an intimidating villain? What do you think?
People who keep their promises.
Bro,
the reason why Infinity War, the ending was so good, was he accomplished his mission. The movie ends with him looking at the sunset and smiling because he's like, I did it.
Yeah.
Like, you don't see that, bro. You don't see that in a lot of movies where the movie ends with the bad guy actually making his promise and yeah, I did it.
Even in Endgame, where he said that, what's that fucking line where you couldn't live with your failures? When he basically told his delivery of like being so calm until he used some drastic shit was like, it's fucking hurtful, bro. It's fucking, yeah, he was just a cool ass villain. And on top of that, anybody who can just sit down, anybody who's willing to just sit down and while you're walking over to him and just throw rocks around.
Bro, he basically told them like, yo, you went and cut off my head and that still wasn't enough.
Yeah.
You still had to travel through time to come back to me. That's how bad I am. And it's like, bro, Avengers has some big shoes to fill, bro. Because that new villain needs to be bigger than that.
Mm-hmm. Kang the Conqueror. I wonder if Kang's gonna bring back Thanos. Not like bring him back as a villain, like as a lead villain or anything, but he could bring him back as a henchman, just to be a fighter, just to fight. He says, I am such a badass that I'm gonna bring somebody who is basically one against you to fight you as just a regular fucking grunt. How about that? Because that'll be fucking dope, to have a villain who you had a tough time beating. Like you didn't have a tough time beating. He actually beat you. And then you had to come back and you have to fight him again. Begin again. Some dope shit. I mean, yeah. But you know, I leave it to Marvel and Kevin Feige to get things together. But I mean, I like what they're doing. I like where they're going. DC. I like what DC's doing too. It's only up, man. That's how I see it. Like as much as people saying that their San Diego Con was lackluster, as a person who wasn't expecting much from them, this is good for me. My whole route about this whole fandom and like just being a person who loves movies is that I don't take things too literal and too serious when it comes to any of this stuff. Like I'm a fan of Marvel. I'm a fan of Lord of the Rings. I'm a fan of Star Wars or any of that stuff. But I'm not a fan to the point that if they end up changing somebody into like if they end up gender swapping or racial swapping anybody, that I'm not gonna get pissed off because to me I'm like, okay, cool, it's different. I'm still gonna watch the movie. If the movie's bad, it's not gonna be because of this. It's gonna be because of something else. It's not gonna be because you gender swap anything. I don't give a flying fuck. It's not gonna be because of any of that stuff. But with that, I can also see the people who are like super duper fans and they're getting mad at because you gender swap something. Now their favorite character is a girl kind of stuff, but I can see that argument, but that argument is still not heavy enough for the reasons for why this gender swap it matters kind of thing, or racial swap. And that's my views. That's my 2 cents on a dollar purchase. That's my 2 cents. What else do we have to talk about?
Last night was you saw the UFC fight?
Yeah.
So Amanda Nunes ended up winning.
If you call that a win, that was a domination. It was a domination, bro. It was a good match, man.
I'm happy she won. I actually had the opportunity to meet her, and take a photo with her, and she's honestly like one of the nicest people.
Bro,
like,
was smiling in the ring. She was smiling in the ring. She whooped that woman's ass.
Although I did see the weigh-in, and did you see when they were like posing for the photo, and then heard the other fighter's daughter? That kind of like, I was like, man, that's cool though. Like if she would have won, that would have been.
It was you know what that was? I found that out yesterday, and I was like, oh my god.
Or was that just a TikTok moment?
Publicity stunt, man. That shit was a publicity stunt. Why? Because I've never seen somebody bring their kid up there. Amanda Nunes has a kid too, but her kid's too small, so she couldn't do it. But I've never seen somebody bring her kid up there just so he could do that. That shit was all planned. It was all planned for the cuteness. It was all for the Instagram or the TikToks. For people to be like, oh, I hope she wins. And what happened? That shit did not work. It did not fucking work. Bro, she got mollywopped. And it was a sight to see. At certain points, man, it just felt that Amanda Nunes could have wrapped up that fight, let's say in the second round. I think the second round is when she was dropping bombs. There was a bomb that was being dropped in the first round, but the second round, that's when you saw the punch that was like, it wasn't a knockdown because of Amanda Nunes. It was because Juliana Pena stepped up, and when she stepped up, Amanda Nunes threw, I think it was a right or a left, and she just caught her off balance, and then she fell on the floor. But everybody's talking about that punch because, you know, the way that she fell, it was like she got stopped in her fucking tracks. But it was all a balance thing. But there were punches that she basically, like, you see, like, she checked out. Like, as she's falling, what I said yesterday was like, bro, she took a fucking first class ticket to the fucking ground, and she was flying high, bro. She didn't know where the fuck she was at. She was having a great time until she hit that goddamn floor. It was bad. And then she opened her up like twice. My God, man. That fight, it could have been wrapped up in at least in the third round. And even Joe Rogan said that, yeah, she's basically playing with her food. Yeah, man.